The United States is hailed as a global superpower, a nation of innovation, strength, and independence. But behind that facade, a web of reliance on countries you might never expect. From the food on your table to the phone in your hand, America's survival hinges on 12 critical nations. Some will shock you, others might leave you speechless. Buckle up. We're counting down the countries the U.S. simply cannot survive without. And yes, number one will change how you see the world. Before we begin, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming. Kicking off our list at number 12, Indonesia. This Southeast Asian giant isn't just about tropical beaches. It's the world's largest producer of tin, supplying 40% of the global supply. Without Indonesia, your smartphones, laptops, and even Tesla batteries would grind to a halt. Plus, palm oil, hidden in everything from pizza dough to lipstick, flows from Indonesian farms to U.S. shelves. Imagine a world without Nutella. Chaos, right? At 11, it's Brazil, America's backbone for food. Brazil supplies 80% of U.S. beef imports and 40% of soybeans, the lifeblood of U.S. livestock. No Brazilian soy, affordable burgers and bacon. And let's not forget iron ore. Without it, U.S. skyscrapers and highways would stall. Brazil isn't just a partner. It's America's silent lifeline. Number 10. Saudi Arabia. Even with U.S. oil production, Saudi crude keeps gas prices stable. If Riyadh turned off the taps, gas would hit 10/gallon overnight, triggering economic panic. Plus, they satisfy $20 billion in U.S. weapons yearly, funding America's defense industry. A shaky alliance. Absolutely. But without it, disaster. Number 9 might surprise you. Canada. Beyond maple syrup and politeness, Canada supplies 90% of America's electricity imports and 45% of its uranium for nuclear power. No Canadian uranium? Lights out for 1 in 5 U.S. homes. Plus, the 3,000-mile border relies on Canadian intelligence to stop threats. Friends? More like family. At 8, Germany, America's secret weapon in tech and defense. BMW, Siemens, and Merck dominate U.S. auto, pharma, and machinery markets. No German engineering. U.S. factories would sputter. And let's not forget Ramstein Air Base, the hub for U.S. military operations in Europe. Lose Germany, lose global dominance. Number 7. South Korea. Samsung and LG aren't just TV brands. They supply 60% of America's semiconductors. No Korean chips? Apple collapses. Tesla shuts down. And Hyundai Kia's 1.3 million U.S. car sales. Gone. South Korea isn't just a partner, it's America's tech heartbeat. Number 6. Japan. From Toyota to Sony, Japan fuels America's car culture and gaming addiction. No Japanese robotics. U.S. factories slow to a crawl. And $200 billion in U.S. Treasury bonds held by Japan. That's what keeps U.S. interest rates low. Japan's not just a friend, it's America's banker. At 5, India, the brainpower behind Silicon Valley. 75% of U.S. tech visas go to Indian engineers. No India? Google, Microsoft, and Amazon would implode. Plus, India's partnership counters China's rise in Asia. Lose India. Lose the tech war. Number 4. The UK, America's spy partner. The Five Eyes Alliance. British intelligence helps the CIA thwart terror plots daily. London's financial markets also control $1 trillion in U.S. investments. No United Kingdom, the dollar trembles. At number 3, Mexico. Far more than just tacos and tequila. Let's break this down. 60% of America's avocados come from Mexican farms. Imagine Super Bowl Sunday without guacamole. Blasphemy, right? But it's bigger than snacks. Mexico supplies 80% of U.S. automotive imports, engines, wiring, even the chips that power your car's computer. Without Mexican factories, your dream SUV wouldn't cost $40,000, it'd be $80,000 . And here's the kicker. 1 in 10 American workers relies on trade with Mexico. From the tomatoes in your salad to the medical devices in hospitals, Mexican labor and manufacturing keep America moving. Even your morning coffee, 30% of U.S. coffee imports come from Mexico. No Mexico, your grocery bill doubles, your car vanishes from dealerships, and entire U.S. supply chains collapse. Mexico isn't just a neighbor, it's the invisible hand feeding, fueling, and driving America. Number 2. Russia, a relationship built on fire and ice. Sure, tensions are high, but America's hands are tied. Why? 10% of U.S. nuclear fuel comes from Russian uranium. Sanction Moscow too hard? Nuclear plants shut down, energy bills quadruple, and millions freeze in the dark. But it's not just energy. Russia controls 40% of the world's palladium, a metal critical for everything from car exhaust systems to iPhone microchips. No palladium, U.S. factories grind to a halt. And let's talk geopolitical chess. Russia's alliance with Iran, Syria, and North Korea forces the U.S. to tread carefully. One wrong move, and Moscow could destabilize the Middle East, spike oil prices, or even cut off access to space. Yes, space, since the U.S. relies on Russian rockets to launch satellites. Love 'em or hate 'em, Russia holds keys to America's survival, energy, tech, and global stability. A frenemy? More like a necessary evil. And now, the one country America cannot survive without China. Let's be real. America is addicted to China. $600 billion in trade flows yearly. Your iPhone? Made in China. The antibiotics in your medicine cabinet? 95% come from Chinese factories. Even the U.S. military relies on Chinese rare earth minerals for fighter jets and missiles. If China flipped a switch tomorrow, Walmart shelves would be barren, hospitals would run out of drugs, and the Pentagon would panic. But here's the gut punch. China owns $1 trillion of U.S. debt. If Beijing dumps those bonds, interest rates spike, the stock market crashes, and your retirement fund evaporates. Even Apple, Tesla, and Nike, icons of American capitalism, depend on Chinese factories and consumers. The U.S. tried to decouple from China. Result? $1,200 more per year for the average American household. Face it, China isn't just a rival. It's the oxygen mask America clutches to survive. Cut the cord. The U.S. economy flatlines. So, did China terrify you? Or did Mexico's invisible role leave you stunned? Drop a comment. We're dying to know. If this video made you realize how fragile global power really is, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who thinks America doesn't need anyone. Stay sharp, stay curious, because the world's more connected than you ever imagined.